you're getting conned. You're being sold a lie for $3 per pound. And I don't want to live a lie anymore. What's up, guys? It's Dev here with another video. I wanted to do a little something different today. I've seen Curtis Stone do these videos where it's just him talking and walking the farm, and honestly, sometimes I have those feelings where like I just need to get out the cabin and really just get some thoughts out. And today is one of those days. I recently had a new volunteer ask me, just what I intend to do with the project that I have going on. And it's funny because I've been talking to this person for a couple of years, and I realized that like maybe not a lot of people know what I intend to do with Grownextdoor, what I intend to do with this farming journey. How did I become a farmer? I was in tech, I became a photographer, and now I'm in farming. What's the end goal? And we're on Three Sisters Farm right now. It's around 3-4 p.m. and just the fresh air is just very liberating, just allowing a lot of creativity. And I want to get some thoughts out, so let's get to it. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jonathan Caesar, aka Dev, for the people that have known me for the past 6 to 7 years as a developer, as a photographer, just in the social scene in Miami. And I started Grownextdoor, which is my concept of a solution for localized, scalable farming. Grownextdoor is the easiest way to describe it as Airbnb, but for farming. So if you think about Airbnb, it's a share economy. It's leveraging empty spaces, empty properties, connecting those empty properties on an infinite network of hospitality points. And if you think about it, becoming a larger hotel than any one hotel could be, and more expansive than any one hotel could be, right? And the same thing is for Uber as well. Like Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, these companies have brought industries that were very well known and decentralized them to the point where anybody could become independent business owners within them as a platform. And they systematize this whole process of finding empty spaces, turning them into rentable units, finding empty cars, turning them into rideable services. And the same thing with Turo, taking unutilized vehicles and turning it into a rental car service. So Grownextdoor is, instead of renting, leveraging empty spaces and turning those into very local, very connected farming operations. And the way that we do this is as such. And before I continue, feel free to let me know if this concept sounds a little bit left to you. This is just an idea that I'm kind of working on, a hypothesis that I'm working on in real time and seeing if it works. I don't really know if it'll work, but as far as I can tell, it's working so far. And the hypothesis is this: can we find empty spaces that have been sitting languishing for years? They may have landowners that are just not really into farming, not really into agriculture. They just own the land. But those same landowners have the problem of paying taxes, property taxes every single year, whether they own the property or want to do anything with it, whether they're land banking. If you ever like rode around a city and saw, for sale signs, and that property just sits there for years until it gets used or developed. I want to connect with landowners like that. Connecting these same landowners and connecting those landowners with people who want to farm, and then creating a farming operation on those spaces, not with the specific usage of just only selling the food on that property, but connecting on a network of localized food production that will essentially be larger than any one farm can be. And I really do think that last part is so important, because when I have talked to local farmers, and granted, like I worked with local farmers for about a year or two when I first started this project, that was all we did. We were a CSA. We sold farm share subscriptions. I went to a bunch of different farms, fruit farmers, lettuce farmers, mushroom farmers, and I asked them like, yo, I mean, how do you do this operation? What do you do? What are you about? I'm coming at it from a fresh pair of eyes. They would always tell me that like they're a one-man operation. Whatever they grow on the property, that's what they sell. And I learned a little bit about like why they do what they do. And it came to the point where I realized that there's limits to what they can do. Honestly, like as a small local farmer, you may source some of your food from other farmers, to supplement your CSA or whatever you're producing. But primarily the markets that they reach out to are direct to consumer. They're not B2B. And that's the point of that is being because they want a higher profit margin selling to direct to consumer farmers market stands where they get 50 or 100% more markup than they would if they were to sell B2B. To give you an example, I would say, if somebody were to sell a head of lettuce, right? A local farmer selling a head of lettuce. That head of lettuce is going to be really great, really high quality, really fresh. And yet they would rather sell that head of lettuce to somebody at a farmer's market for $3-4 a head than to a business owner for $1.50, $1, $2 a head of lettuce. And that's within their right. As a local farmer, you have a lot of overhead. You have the land that you have to probably pay for, especially if you're in South Florida. The land is very expensive, $100,000 an acre at least here in South Florida. Or the equipment that you probably own and you have to pay cost for. All these tools, all these resources, all of the land that you have to do all by yourself before you even get started with farming. It's a lot of overhead. And I saw a problem here. I'm like, okay, a lot of these guys are going through very much the same things, all trying to be their own entrepreneurs, all trying to be their own business owners. And yet, no matter how good they become, they'll always have limits. And if you're not a local small farmer, you're not really on the right side of where I'm trying to be at least. If you're like, Monsanto or any of these guys owning hundreds or 200s or thousands of acres, at that scale, you start losing integrity, authenticity. You start losing the regeneration ability to work with the land in an organic way, So at the end of the day, local small farming is where it's at, but there's certain limits to how you can scale it up. So bringing it all together, Grownextdoor is a solution to that. I've talked to people I've known for years, and they don't really have an understanding on farming, and neither did I. But what I see here is an opportunity for people to connect together with their food. I see an opportunity for people to be able to invest in local farmers, to invest in people who want to have independent businesses. It's very similar to an Uber driver mentality, or Airbnb host mentality, where you still have your main job, but you manage a plot of land and you do what you have to do in order to produce a side income until you can eventually make that your full thing. I want to be able to connect these different properties through tech. I'm building a mobile application right now, and I'll be launching a beta very soon. I'm using it right now, honestly, for my farm and my property. And when I actually produce something and sell that and bring a product from point A to point B, from concept to client, that's when I'll be releasing this and sharing with you guys, exactly how we can do this all together. For the people that have been around on this YouTube for a minute, I don't really know if you guys know what I'm trying to do. I don't really know, what audience or demographic you are really. Like I look at the analytics, some of you are into solar, some of you are into farming, some of you are from California. But at the end of the day, what I'm looking for are people that want more in terms of finding a lifestyle that will be able to sustain them spiritually, but not only that, economically. That's the perfect middle ground, right? Where we can be able to make a living, make a income without having to run away from life's problems. Those are the type of people I want to find. You could call this farming fight club if you want to, because honestly, I've known so many people that have clocked into work and they supplement that lifestyle, that technical lifestyle, by working, like playing hard on the weekends. And I've lived that lifestyle, you know, working as a tech, working as a computer programmer. That's not something I want to do forever with my life. And if you're here watching this channel, if you're here with me, then I'm assuming that's not something you want to do either. I want to find people that are willing to innovate. I want to find people that are looking forward to making every ounce of energy that they exude into this world mean something. Truly. And I look around me and I don't really see a lot of jobs like that besides farming. What other lifestyle do you know gives you the opportunity to produce life? Sure, you can be a mother, you can be a father, you can have your kids. When you farm in a sustainable, regenerative way, you're healing the earth, the products that you produce, you're healing somebody else, you're providing healthy food. There's just so many nuances of benefit that I can't really find anywhere else. Sure, I can do drop shipping, I could do e-com, I could do a bunch of other things to make me millions of dollars right now through technology. I can go on Alibaba right now and make a trinket and go on Amazon and sell it and advertise it and do all that. But for me personally, at least, it wouldn't be fulfilling. I believe farming is that fulfillment for me. And if you're watching this much, if you're watching into like this video this deep in, it might be for you. So what I want you to do right now is go into the comment section. Tell me your story. Tell me how much you farmed before. Tell me if you've ever thought about getting into agriculture. What's your conceptions of it? Because I believe a lot of people think that, you know, farming is beneath them. Oh, you're a fruit picker. Oh, you plant seeds. Don't we already have enough food? We have shadow of food. We have food that doesn't really is not really food. It's not really healing. It just exists. And that's not really food, because food should be life. It should be regenerative. It should be healing. And the food that you get in grocery stores right now, the food that you let become produced by people that, and institutions really, not really even people, institutions and supply chains that are automated, that are produced hundreds of miles away from where you eat it, you're getting conned. You're being sold a lie for $3 per pound. And I don't want to live a lie anymore. I've been living a lie for years. I've lived a lie for years, and you guys will probably find out more about that later when I get more into my backstory. But something that's so abundant, something that seems like so simple, I think it could be the start of a revolution if you really think about it. Because something that everybody can do, everybody can make a head of lettuce. Everybody can make a tomato. And it'll be the best tomato you've ever had in your life. And yet we'll still go to the grocery store and pay money to get somebody else's. That doesn't make much sense to me. What I propose is a platform that allows people to benefit from the input and output that they have in life, to support the causes that they actually believe in, support the people that they believe in, to keep things local as they should be, and stop letting other people make decisions for them. Because I'm going to be honest, what I'm seeing is probably not in the best benefit of you or the planet. If we can make that supply chain shorter, where there's less opportunity for people to come in and mess things up or cast votes that you've made through your wallet that you may not really realize, then I believe that might be a good step in the right direction. So what we're doing is running a 10-acre farm. I'm playing jack of all trades, doing fruit farming, lettuce farming, hydroponics, food forestry, and learning and failing every day. It's not easy. And when I got into this, the first thing I thought of was, it's not going to be easy, Dev. It's really not. It's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, because everything that you're doing is in complete opposition of what life wanted you to do, or what you were essentially expected to do. Let me say that. But that's growth. And that's self-growth. Because when you're able to break through those barriers mentally, and then we're talking on a lifestyle thing, not really an economical thing, you're able to really go through anything that life throws at you, the hardness in life. And I think that that's what a lot of people need these days. So what I'm proposing isn't just some decentralized farming network. I'm proposing a new farming fight club. Only this time, rule number one is you can talk about it. If you guys like what I'm throwing down, if you want to see a little bit more, talk to me. I'm all ears. And I'm looking at the analytics. I'm seeing people from Texas, people from California, people from Florida, my climate zones. You know, if there's anything that you would like to see that can be applied in your areas, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm here for you. I'm a reflection of you. You know, we're all in this together. Life isn't really easy in the sense that all the answers are right in front of us. But sometimes they're all that you have to do is really just have a different change of perspective and ask for help. So as many of the problems that I come through and I help solve, or I just power through, I also rely on you guys. I also rely on your feedback. I also rely on you letting me know if I'm messing up, or if I should elevate my standards, or if I should do certain things another way because of the optimizations or whatever. This is all an open source project, not very too dissimilar to computer programming. Whatever can be improved will improve. So if you're here watching these videos, then you're family, because you're at level 1, we're at level 1, and from here we're only just gonna keep upgrading, just keep elevating. I can't wait to be there with you guys. So this is Dev out. The sunset is resting. We just had a full moon the other day. I'm very excited. I'm about to go get some food right now. I've been working nonstop, meditating nonstop, collaborating nonstop, editing nonstop, and it's all to get this content, it's all to get this lifestyle to you guys and really make it happen instead of just talking about it. But until you guys are here, whether you're in South Florida or not, and you can see it, this is Dev signing off. Peace.